Hello and welcome back to Gamer Corner. I have no idea which episode of Gamer Corner this is. Six? Episode 6. So, this episode is going to be kind of jam-packed. We're going to cover 3 things in here. I have Cameron back as my guest.
Hi again.
So we're going to quick run through Overwatch because he's played it now.
A lot.
Talk about Doom, and Civ 6 is going to be sort of, I guess, the big up-and-coming
Which
thing.
I'm super excited for this discussion.
Because Doom and Overwatch are out right now, so they're sort of like a recap with those ones. Okay, Cameron, give us a quick rundown as far as Overwatch. Your feelings, did it meet your expectations?
It met my expectations and went above it. I was able to play it during its early access, and when it was done getting through, only kind of negative thing was once it got released to the public, everything got like wiped from your profile. So you had to start from scratch one.
I think they did that with Diablo too. Or, well, Diablo 3, but Diablo
Regardless,
also.
I personally don't like it when they do that stuff just because it's
well,
really
I think
annoying.
it's so you don't get a head start on other people who haven't played yet. It's some fairness crap because they're just doing a stress test. That's what early access is usually stress testing / bugs, but mostly stress testing. So I know there's a bunch of different characters. Can you tell us as far as your
bunch of different characters?
They
didn't come out with any new ones yet.
Right. Which character in the game currently is your favorite?
Ooh, I'd have to say Bastion, and I have a couple that are the top favorites. Bastion, Symmetra, and Torbjorn.
Okay, so half the characters.
No, there's like a million.
No,
of them.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
But so I guess
because there's because of the fact of the thing that I told you beforehand, where it's so kind of like interchangeable, the game styles and stuff, where one of them is a tank, one of them is a turret guy, and the other one's a support.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're completely lost as far as this recap goes, go back and watch our Overwatch talk about.
Yeah, I talked a lot.
We give the details. Otherwise, this is just a quick recap.
Yep.
Right now, the game's running $40. 60. What do you get with 60?
So when you spend 60, you get the original game. You get a whole bunch of content for other games, such as getting a free tracer for Heroes of the Storm. You get stuff for World of Warcraft.
Oh, so
you
their
get stuff
usual
for a
thing
whole
where they
bunch of
give
things.
like pets and all that crap.
But in addition, you get skins in Overwatch that you cannot buy in any other way than getting that pack.
Yeah. I think they had the same with, what was it? You got some, I think, wings for World of Warcraft if you got Reaper of Souls, if I remember right. For Diablo, I think you got Tyrael wings for it.
That's
Don't quote me,
cool.
though, because that's when I was very on and off World of Warcraft-wise.
True.
But I'm pretty sure Reaper of Souls got something special that you could only get specifically with that. So it's the usual stuff. But yeah, would you say average person just starting out stick with the 40?
That one's a kind of gray area. 40 if you don't play any of the other games, I'd say. If you play the other games, it's totally worth it to add the extra $20.
Well, and I mean cosmetic stuff. You're going to spend more than
Yeah,
$20
you're kind
for
of
most
you're kind
cosmetic
of
things.
I'm the worst person to do that. I spend a lot of money on free games. A lot.
True enough. Okay, so Doom. Neither of us have played it. I know Toby has it and has only played like 2 hours maybe.
I'm excited to play it.
But I've seen, because games that I don't think I'm gonna get. I usually watch like the story stuff just to see if it's worth it. As far as the story goes, it looks interesting and still in the same family as Doom. Because one of the creators of Doom specifically said, because they had something called the Doom Bible and a bunch of backstory for the original Doom, but they didn't really follow it because one of the creators of Doom specifically said video games are like porn. A story is expected, but it doesn't, that's not the main feature. It's not supposed to be crazy. So this story still looks simple, but honestly, it reminds me, it's very reminiscent as far as the Diablo stuff goes. I get a very good vibe out of that. The way they talk about everything, which I mean, they're both involving hell.
Have you checked out the cool combat system that they have for it?
Other than the guns? Oh, you're talking
the
like
combat stack.
the ammo and health?
Where you can they have it in Doom now where there are a little bit of health packs and ammo out, but the main way of getting health and ammo is by shooting a person and then they turn like a blue color and then you melee them doing like executes, like twisting the neck and everything, and then you gain health from that.
Which honestly I really love,
super cool.
Because when you're talking, so a lot of games have stepped away from the Half-Life system of health where you have like 100 health in it, which is technically Doom was before Half-Life, but you know that whole system of health, a lot of people have stepped away from it in favor of like the Halo, Call of Duty, where you hide behind a corner and then heal back up. And I kind of like how Doom kept with the old, but then refreshed it by making it so you have to use your skills to get that health. So you're shooting the guy, and then when he turns blue, you have to know and respond fast enough in order to basically get the health back. So it's still like Doom and Half-Life, where like how much health you have is finite and scary, and it's not just like hide around a corner, you'll heal back to full and then run back into combat, you know what I mean? Every battle you have hurts you in the long run. It makes it harder to progress because you've taken damage.
I also like one other thing in particular for the combat-wise. You don't gain like your ammunition for doing the executes. You find ammunition on the ground and stuff, so
you can also execute like, for ammunition when they turn orange or whatever.
But it's a very hard. It's a lot harder to do. Mm-hmm. So it's like that scenario of like it's not like a lot of the action games where it's like you start out with a pistol, get a shotgun, and then oh no, guess what? Now your pistol will never be used ever again in the game.
What are you showing me?
They just followed us.
Oh, ooh, exciting!
Who followed?
Power Rangers.
They followed Basement Boy Banner.
Power Rangers is following us.
Go
and you hate
Power
them.
Rangers!
You hate them, and they're following us.
Official Power Rangers.
Thanks for crashing Gamer Corner, by the way.
Sorry, I had to show you.
Okay, so that's the quick
Give them a
snippet
little
Doom.
Go Power Rangers.
Yeah, quick snippet of Doom. It looks really fun. It's most likely $60. Yeah, you double checked.
Yep,
It's $60. From what I've seen gameplay wise,
amazing.
if you like that kind of game, totally worth it. But I've also heard from my friends, if you want like a discount, and this is a shout out to Kane. You remember Kane?
Yeah.
He's like the wheeling man. It's all about getting the cheapest game possible.
Yeah.
And when he can't play the new ones, he always finds a game that's close enough that, and he is playing Wolfenstein, the newest Wolfenstein right now. He got it for like nothing, like $5 or something crazy.
Damn.
But if you're looking for Doom on a budget, the new Wolfenstein's not bad. So I would go that route if you're looking for Doom on a budget. But by no means do I think it's exactly the same. I think the experience of Doom is sweet. It also looks like, I don't know if you've seen the ending, I won't spoil anything, but it looks definitely like most games where it's going to be some DLC to unlock some more story stuff, because the story kind of ends on a cliffhanger, to be 100% honest.
But yeah.
Everybody's doing it, and honestly, I don't mind it. Because a lot of movies end on cliffhangers and you never get that revelation. The game ends that way, and if you don't want to get the DLC, it ends just like a lot of movies, where you don't get the reveal. If you want the DLC and want to keep playing and explore the story, you have that. You know what I mean? You lose nothing from not getting that reveal, because it just the story ends on a cliffhanger. That's fun. A lot of people prefer when stories end on cliffhangers. So I have no problem with it. Okay, now we're going to get into probably the meat and potatoes. Hopefully not too crazy long. We got Civ 6. We are crazy in love with Civ 5. I don't think we played...
We have been playing it for the past, like,
basically
almost
since
week
it came
straight.
out. Yeah, and then we started up again, and it's like Coke.
He took a relief from it for a little bit. We gave him a tiny bit of a taste of it, and now he's addicted to it.
No, literally, like... People are, like, texting me, they're like, hey, you want to go to Applebee's? And I'm like, and I just set my phone down and I keep playing Civ, because I can't stop myself.
He does. Just can't. He doesn't want to play anything else.
Yeah, I was playing Civ. Every time you texted me and it took forever, Civ. Blame the game, not me. I can't help it.
Thor is giving him the, like, I want to punch you in the face.
I can't help it. I just can't. Strategy games are super fun. In Civ 5, they even, when you beat the game, there's a quit button because the game's over, or a one more turn button because you got to have another turn because you can't leave it. So the game even knows that you can't help yourself but keep playing. So even when you win, it says, do you want to just keep playing because you're having fun and just go till you want to quit the game instead of like winning?
Which is really nice because if you're playing with your friends and stuff and you guys just want to kind of chill and hang out and play it, you don't necessarily have to lose or win right away.
Well, I also like it because if you win or lose so like quickly, because not all of the victories are domination. There's religion, culture, all of those. If you want to keep
domination.
Playing and like go to the last era, see what the last, because I mean the game goes up to there's a thing for XCOM.
Giant robots.
The last soldiers you can get are XCOM soldiers, which I've talked about. But yeah, the last soldiers are XCOM.
For that game.
So it's like one of those things where if you want to get all the way to the end and run around with XCOM soldiers, you can. It's not like you're going to do much with them, but just for the fun of being like, look at my army.
Yeah.
But Civ 6, the biggest difference that I've heard about is in Civ 5 and before, I guess technically I haven't played a ton of the
for
old
most of the
Civ.
Civilization games.
At least for Civ 5, you have your city and you like make a bunch of cities, you play nations like you play Gandhi from India, like Napoleon from France. You play certain leaders from certain civilizations. Civ 6, they set up so you still have your city, but your city's a little more complex. So each city has like subsections or quarters. So there'll be like your financial district, your whatever district, which Civ 5 doesn't have. Your city is just your city, which from what I understand with these different districts, it matters because you can damage or attack those districts. So instead of your city just gets taken, someone could just mess up your financial district and now you're in
which
debt.
is super nice because beforehand for like Civ 5 that we've been playing with, me and Bryan have been discussing it a lot for like, I personally love doing war. I'm very blood hungry when it comes to these games and stuff, but the main negative that that I've been having and Bryan's been trying to help me with and everything is when you take over a city straight up, it's a warmonger penalty where it's just like all the people hate you because you literally just did mass genocide.
Well, and that's the other thing. When you do a war nation, the only thing you can do to mess up other nations is to pillage their tiles, and then a worker needs to go hit them up real quick, and you can kill their army and whatever and be a dick. But other than conquering their city, there isn't really much to do as a warmonger specifically.
Which is kind of annoying and makes it so it's very bland when you're playing as one.
Yeah, because basically your goal is take the
Kill
cities
people,
over.
yeah.
Take the cities over and then burn them to the ground or keep them. But there's no like
I like to burn them.
raiding cities and like messing with them. Like it's mostly just because it costs you so much to take a city. You pretty much always just take cities and raise them or whatever. There's never
Unless
like
they have good resources.
a warmonger like in the classic sense where you're just killing all their things, stealing from their trade routes. I mean, you can do that, but it's more costly than it is effective.
Yeah, it ends up costing you a lot more in the long run to do that, and especially if you even take over the town, opposed to being able to do stuff like sending a war party in there, pillaging their market and then their livestock, gaining materials from that, and then leaving them alone and coming back later.
Well, and it hurts the civilization more, because when you pillage the tiles, because each tile has a resource or whatever, it's like a board game, but for the computer and massive. But the freaking tiles, if you pillage them, the resources the person loses for you pillaging those tiles is really not that great.
Yeah.
Now, if you pillage every tile, it's going to mess them up. But whenever I pillage all the tiles in a city,
it takes
it
them
never
like 2
feels
seconds.
it
to
never
fix
feels
it.
like it affects the city enough to make them have a hard time stopping me.
Because it's a scenario of where if you pillage their tiles, either one of two things happens. Either A, you pillage the tiles, they can't build anything, and you just kill them. Or B, you pillage the tiles, you leave, 2 turns later, it's as if you never even attacked them. Mm-hmm. And it's infuriating.
Yeah. So, I mean, it may sound pretty small having these subsections as far as, like, if you've never played Civ.
but it makes and breaks it.
It should seriously affect the war part of the game which with the 2 expansions that came out for Civ 5, Gods and Kings and Brave New World, they overhauled every other victory type and like added religion and all these other things. So the game seriously changed when they did those 2, and hopefully they'll keep with those changes. But the combat system, like how fun the combat is, did need to kind of change, because it was conquer cities. Like there was no complexity to it. Where it feels to an extent like the other victory types have some complexity to it. Like winning by diplomatic, you have to convince everyone to vote for you to rule the world. Like so you have to convince a bunch of people and trade and do a bunch of work to do that. Whereas as a warmonger, it's take all their cities.
Mass genocide.
And
it is literally just mass genocide.
And there's no like warmongering up to that, because once you take like 1 or 2 nations out, everyone on the planet views you as like someone who's going to try and kill everyone,
as Hitler,
and they turn against you. And then they turn against you, and the only way you're going to survive is if you have an ally, someone that you haven't turned against, and convince them to work with you. But at that point, it's too late. You know what I mean? Everyone's against you, and it's a downhill fight from there. Either you win or you lose. That's just kind of how it is. You're really not going to make peace with them, at least for not very long. They might make peace for a little bit, but then they'll turn against you the minute they have the chance, you know?
I'm just remembering the game, what I did.
The other fun thing, if you haven't played Civ, so it has all those nations. A running joke with Civ, I don't know if you knew this, but a running joke with Civ is, and I forget if it's every Civ or just one of the, I think it was the first Civ. It might be all of them though, but Gandhi, they set Gandhi, because they have personalities.
Oh yeah, no,
they have
I remember the
personalities
Gandhi
on
thing.
every single, like Attila the Hun is a warmonger. Every, some people are diplomatic, some people like to trade. Gandhi, and I forget which one it was, but I think it might have been all of them, was set to be the most aggressive computer in the game. There is no computer that is more aggressive than the computer when they play Gandhi.
The funniest part about Gandhi is it's not set at that difficulty right away. It's as soon as you hit a certain tech spec, he goes from everyone is his friend to I have played games where you don't know what's going on with Gandhi, and then out of nowhere you see the notification 3 capitals have been taken, and you're like, what?
Yeah, he just turns into like it's like he's bipolar or something. He just goes crazy and starts killing everybody.
And as soon as he gets nukes, you better be away from his city.
Yeah, that was the joke. Something about like Gandhi and nukes. Like he's just like a crazy
if you look it up
person.
on Google, it's a picture of Gandhi with a Hitler mustache and just explosions of nukes in the background.
Yeah. So the most bloodhung. That's a little tip for you. Pro tip in Civ 5: watch out for Gandhi.
Kill Gandhi every game.
So I think we've covered everything, at least to the extent that we consider quality work. So we'll see you next time in the Gamer Corner.
Peace.